Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Demetri was the first student in Cobra Kai Season 1? So in this timeline, the events of Cobra Kai Season 1 would still happen. Johnny would still be at the convenience store, and in this timeline, Kyler and his friends would be messing with Demetri instead of Miguel, and much like in the original timeline, Johnny would step in to save him. So Johnny would still fight off Kyler and his friends, Demetri would be impressed by Johnny, those events would stay the same, and the next day, Demetri would find Johnny, and he would want to thank him for saving him. He would tell Johnny how Kyler and his friends were always bullying him and his friend Eli, and he would ask Johnny if he could teach him how to defend himself. And much like in the original timeline, Johnny would still reopen Cobra Kai, and Demetri would be his first student. So Johnny would start training Demetri, but Demetri wouldn't like Johnny's way of training, and he would think that it was too aggressive, and Demetri would have a hard time learning the moves, just like in the original timeline. Demetri would tell Johnny that he wanted to learn how to hit and kick without being hit or kicked, but Johnny would tell Demetri that he needed to man up and learn how to take a hit like a man. So Johnny would still try to toughen up Demetri, and Demetri would be close to quitting. And at school, Miguel would still be the new kid, and he would still be friends with Eli and Demetri, and Demetri would be complaining about Sensei Lawrence, but Eli would say that it was cool that he was trying to make him tough. This is when Demetri would invite Miguel and Eli to join Cobra Kai, but Miguel would say that his mom doesn't approve of violence, but Eli would be interested. So Eli would show up at the Cobra Kai dojo, and Johnny would be surprised to see him, and he would refer to Eli as Lip, but Eli would ask Johnny not to call him that. But Johnny would tell Eli that he couldn't expect the world to do what he wanted, and that he needed to flip the script. So the next day, Eli would come back with a mohawk, and Johnny would be impressed. So Johnny would continue to train Demetri and Hawk. Demetri would still have a hard time getting the hang of karate, but Hawk would get the hang of it, and he would quickly be Cobra Kai's #1 student, and Demetri and Hawk would start to gain their confidence. And during the Halloween dance, Demetri wouldn't want to confront Kyler, so Demetri and Kyler wouldn't fight, and that night would be uneventful. Since no one got hurt that night, Johnny wouldn't face Daniel's billboard, so Daniel and Johnny wouldn't be enemies in this timeline, and Daniel wouldn't get back into karate. Those events would carry on. Kyler would still want to bully Miguel, Demetri, and Hawk, but Hawk would have enough, and he would stand up to Kyler. Kyler and his friends would want to fight back, but this is when Demetri would step in to help Hawk. So Demetri and Hawk would fight Kyler and his friends, and Miguel and many students would be impressed by their skills. So Miguel and a couple other students would join Cobra Kai. Johnny would be impressed by Hawk and Demetri, and he would give them both Cobra Kai gis. Robbie would still see this, and he would still go to Daniel. Daniel wouldn't teach Miyagi-Do to Robbie, so Robbie and Daniel wouldn't have their connection. So Robbie wouldn't change in this timeline, and eventually Robbie train crews would steal from LaRusso Auto, but they would get caught. Train crews would go to jail, and Robbie would go to juvie. Johnny would hear this, and he would go visit Robbie in juvie, but Robbie wouldn't want anything to do with Johnny in this timeline. Those events would carry on. Johnny would continue training his students, and they would still be training for the All Valley. The night of the All Valley, Cobra Kai would compete, and in this timeline, Hawk and Miguel would make it to the finals, but Hawk would be more skilled in this timeline, and he would beat Miguel, so Hawk would be the All Valley champion. Cobra Kai would celebrate, and after the All Valley, Carice would still come back, and that is where I'm gonna end this What If. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Demetri had been Cobra Kai's first student during the events of Cobra Kai Season 1? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys next time.